Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here with Brad, but he's wandering around the house doing stuff. So, it is June 30th, 2022, Thursday afternoon at 4 something probably. We'll go with 4. It is kind of an overcast day today. It's 90 degrees out, but it's overcast. This morning when I got up, it was super foggy. I mean, we were sucked in fog, but then it had lifted by 8 o'clock. I didn't sleep very much last night. I don't know why. I just didn't. I was in some, not a lot, but I was in some pain with the arm. It's time to get another injection. So, that's coming up next week. Tomorrow starts my birthday month. Y'all think of me on the 4th of July, because that's my birthday too. And that's why they do all the fireworks. My grandmother told me that years ago. She wouldn't have lied. So, I have some stuff I want to show you guys at the end of this video. Painting I've just finished, some hats I've been working on. I kind of want to go down a rundown of what's happened since Monday. Tuesday was pretty much normal, but we did discover, I discovered a new channel which we're really loving. It's called Adventures with Purpose. And what they are is they're a dive team that go down and dive on cold cases of missing people. And, they have the make and model of the car, usually the license plate number. These are people that have been missing for some time, whether it's been decades or not. And they go down, they have sonar equipment. And then once they locate a car or vehicle, they'll go dive down and check to make sure if it is a vehicle that is a cold case, right then they stop and they call 911 or they call the non-emergent number and contact police, because right then they say it becomes a crime scene. So they don't do anything else unless there's been a few cases where the law enforcement had asked them to go down and dive, and they've done that. They don't charge anything for it. A lot of times the towing companies that will bring a vehicle out will not charge anything either. It's not easy to get these vehicles out if they've been sitting there for a long time, but it's really fascinating. It really is fascinating. Brad and I have been enjoying watching that in the evening. So I wanted to give a shout out. That's here on YouTube. So it's Adventures with Purpose. And super nice people. So, yesterday, we had to pay bills, which is never fun, right? With inflation and everything, it is not fun at all. But we paid bills. We did do a small grocery order. Normally, we've been going into Food Lion, or Brad mainly, going to Food Lion and buying just whatever fresh stuff we need, once a week. But he was in some pain and not feeling that great yesterday, and we had a lot of stuff going on. So we decided to do a small grocery order from Aldi's. The prices have kind of leveled out, so they're still a little bit, some things are still a little bit below what you might find like at Food Lion and stuff price-wise. So, we bit the bullet and got some more fresh produce. Strawberries have been really on a great sale lately, and we've really been enjoying the heck out of them. So we did that. And, I used Instacart because I accidentally had paid for Instacart for a whole year. So I'm going to go ahead and use it till it's up. So that we're not getting charged a delivery fee or anything. So we did that. But you pretty much have to kind of sit there and babysit, because whoever your shopper is may have questions, if they're out of stuff and replacement. So did that. Then I had done dishes, and Brad had helped clean up the kitchen. We both use the kitchen, so, it's a team effort, as it should be. I decided that it would be a great idea to try and do all the dog's toenails and do a partial groom on Jelly Bean. So I start clipping toenails. I usually start with Charlie first, get him on the bed, and yes, I do it on the bed because it's easier, and then I just make sure there's, it's all cleaned up. And all of a sudden he decided he was not having it. And you get one dog who yelps, and no, I didn't hurt him. I didn't even get to clip that nail and stuff. That then it kind of sets the other dogs on edge. So I decided, well, I have to do Jelly Bean. Because I needed to do her nails. I needed to clean her ears. I needed to do a sanitary path on her and trim up her face. So she was not having it. She was in a sour mood kind of about the whole thing. Finally had Brad came in and asked if I needed help. He knew I did by that time. So he had to, it's funny how the smallest one can be the hardest one to handle. But, so she would start trying to chew on him. Well, she didn't really chew on him. The minute she put her mouth around his finger or whatever, then she'd let go. But she was a handful, wasn't she? Mm-hmm. She was not having it. And wasn't it funny? I didn't need you hardly at all with her face. Mm-mm. I had to do a sanitary path, and for those of you that don't know, on a dog and stuff, it's where they would go to the bathroom. It's called doing a sanitary, and so you usually shave around the genitals and very carefully, and the anus, and that whole. And since she is diapered, it's really important to have that done. But you have to really take your time because their skin is pretty thin anyway in that area, and there's a lot of curves and stuff. You don't want to nick in that area. I mean, so I really take my time, and then doing her face and stuff. But it was a rodeo. By the time we got done, we're both like, it's like next, and then Brad still. Well, it was a good thing that we had ordered. We really like Aldi's, their frozen fish. It's Fremont Market, I think. I know it's Fremont. And it's their beer batted fish fillets. And they're very good. And tell you what, if you want to make a fish sandwich out of those, you're not ever going to need a fish sandwich from anywhere else. Just my personal opinion. So, it was a good thing that Brad could just throw those. Did you do them in the air fryer? Mm-hmm. He did them in the air fryer, which was great. And then we had some vegetables with it.
Mixed veggies.
Mixed veggies. Vegetables.
Yeah, that too.
So, yeah. So that was an eventful day yesterday. And of course, I've still been loom knitting and stuff. Today we had to run a few errands this morning. And I got up around 5:30 and I couldn't go back to sleep. And about the time I'm ready to go back to sleep, you know what time it was? 7:30. I knew you were getting up in a half hour and we needed to go run errands. Mm-hmm. So I said, no sense going back to sleep. So I, got up, started the coffee, let the dogs out, checked to see if Brad was awake. And, I didn't mess around a whole lot this morning, did I? See, I was only half awake, so if I'm only half awake, I'm going to get myself ready pretty fast.
But you were having...
oh, Lord.
You were having issues.
Lord almighty, I was. Okay, I'm trying not to smoke as much, so, I've been using a vape. Okay, number one, I lost both of those green vapes you guys have seen me use. I don't know if you guys seen me use those Monday, I think, when I did the video. Mm-hmm. I lost them both. And they're really nice, strong menthol, minty, so, and I can't find them anywhere. I just got back from the bedroom looking. So, and then I couldn't find any new tanks. The vape I have, which it's got a battery to it and stuff, I thought it needed to be charged. So then I switched out tanks with another battery and still no dye. So finally realized that was the tank must be defective. Finally found the new tanks, because they're replaceable, and got it refilled. And then I was putting the wrong tanks in, the wrong battery, and then what else happened? I don't know. It was a miracle I made out to the Jeep.
Yeah.
I got my arm stuck in my bra. So Brad comes in the bedroom and I'm all like, and
No,
he's,
pretzeled up.
yeah, and he's like, you need help? And I'm like, yeah. So he helped me and, sorry, just checking a few things. You know how it bothers you when you can't find something? It'll bother me. Brad will have to hear about it now for a week, But anyway, yeah, I was to the point when I got out to the Jeep, it was like, oh yeah, then I tried to put back, we were giving away, one of the reasons we wanted to leave early this morning is we were giving away all of our cat stuff since Angel passed away. We didn't want it to go to waste. We wanted to donate it to a shelter. So we had taken off the cover off of, she had one of those window seats that goes on a window ledge. This got padding and everything. She really loved that thing. But we took the cover off of it and laundered it, so it wouldn't smell like her and it would be fresh and clean for whatever cat would get some enjoyment out of it. Try and get that cover back on today. Then trying to figure out how to zipper that. It had a kind of I called it a bumper pad around it. Finally, I just put it all in. We were using a laundry cart or a grocery cart, one foldable ones we have, to put all the stuff in because it was a lot of stuff. It was a great big multi-pack, 32 cans or maybe 40 of the Fancy Feast, and then another open pack of it, and then the old was it Purina Friskies canned with gravy that she used to love. And so we had, probably about 15 cans of that left. We had bag of kitten chow. We had one of you guys had sent a bag of other dry. And so when we'd only taken a little bit out of that, of course that had a nice Ziploc top to it. And then her other normal Purina indoor formula cat food. What else?
2 boxes of cat
Two
litter.
great big boxes of the
Scoopable.
Yeah, scoopable. I don't know. It's got the purple box, Pride something.
Oh.
I can't remember, but it's the good stuff of cat litter. That a pet carrier. It's got the great big shoulder strap and everything. And no, I didn't keep that for Jelly because I don't think Jelly would fit in it. I don't think it's long enough for her. And then that pet shelf. It was a lot of stuff. So we did donate that this morning. Brad picked out, it was called Tender Mercies. I don't know, it's a few towns away.
Yeah.
It's out in the countryside. Beautiful. If you guys go on Facebook, type in Tender Mercies, and it's here in North Carolina. They have a beautiful facility. It's on 7 acres of land. And those outside dog kennels were immaculate. Those animals are so well taken care of. I mean, kudos to them because that is hard to do. Beautiful layout and everything. And this is not a government run at all. They are non-profit. They get all of how they keep going and stuff is just donations. And so that's what we chose to pick to donate all of her stuff. They were thrilled to get it. And I said, there's some cats that are going to be thrilled tonight to be getting some of that Fancy Feast. And like I said, we had kitten chow and, all kinds of stuff. So it all will be put to great use. I figured with the cat shelf, and the carrier, and I know they do have some fosters, people that foster, that sometimes they need stuff like that, or like the carrier to take a cat back and forth to the vet, because one of the things we really liked about this shelter is it's on a case by case, but if they have a pet owner has an animal who needs an emergency vet, and they don't have the money, they will try and come up with the money, to help you out. So you know, of course, all their animals are spayed and neutered before they're adopted out, and so it was really nice. Made us feel good. It was kind of a little bit of melancholy. We have always had cats our entire marriage until now. We have always had cats. So, you know, it's kind of the end of that era for us, because with Brad's allergies and stuff, I just, you know, we can't risk that. And bringing in a kitten would be really hard on the dogs, you know, because, you know, they wouldn't understand why a cat was scratching them. We had one cat, Jasper, who, you know, he had all his claws. And it took a while for the dogs to get used to the... They were used to cats that were declawed, because, you know, like Angel came to us declawed and stuff. But, yeah, it was good. It was good to do that. It made you feel good. So they're going to put Angel's picture, I think you said you thought they were going to put it on there.
Already did.
Oh, they already did?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's on Facebook, on that Tender Mercies website, or, you know, their page. They already put her picture, and I don't know what they say, something about that we donated or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it made you feel good. We weren't expecting that, but that was nice, and it will hopefully encourage other people. If you suddenly don't have an animal, say you've always had cats, or maybe you've always had dogs, and now, you know, you have their stuff left over, and you're not going to have any more of that kind of, you know, animal. Donate that stuff. They can always use carriers, cages, crates. They can use food, leashes, anything like that. I mean, because they really need it. They really need it. You might think, like us, okay, I don't know how many cats they have out there, but you might think, oh, well, that stuff's not going to last very long if you have maybe 10 cats. It doesn't matter if it was all used for one meal. It helped. It helped. You know, it's kind of like the hats I make. One hat you'll think, oh, that's not going to make much difference. But if you have 10 hats, that means it's 10 heads. But even if it's one hat, it's one head that's not going to be as cold. So, you know, every little bit helps. Kind of like saving money in this insane inflation. You know, every little bit helps. So,
And also, it was a pretty drive out there.
it was a pretty drive out there, and it was in the countryside. And one of the things I do enjoy about the area we live in North Carolina is it is just literally minutes. Well, we have an open field right across from us that they're growing crops in. But there are so many farms and stuff. So there's always these open fields with crops growing and stuff, and it's very pretty. It's very pretty any time of the year, so really enjoy that. So yeah, it was a pretty drive there and back, and you know, yeah, it cost us some money for the gas, but it was for a good cause. And we actually kind of saved up. We haven't gone out of the house all week. This was our one and only trip, so we kind of saved up our gas money instead of going into town twice this week, because every little bit helps. So, I'm going to show you guys a painting I just finished, and I'm going to show you guys some hats that I just finished. And that'll be good. So, this is a painting I just finished, a few days ago. I'll show you that a little bit closer so you can see. Yes, I signed it, but yeah, it is just, you know, a beach scene at night as the sun is going down. So yeah, it is a large painting, and it's acrylic. So I'm tempted to sell it. So I might, if you're interested. You would have to privately message me if you're friends with me on Facebook or whatever, and then I will tell you how much. You know, because like I said, it's a big painting, and there's a lot of work goes into it. Brad is seeing now. He didn't understand before why it would take painters so long to do a painting, and now he's seeing the progression of it. It is literally layers upon layers upon layers of doing this. You can't just slap together a painting, you need to do your, your lights and your dark. You need to get in that, the depth. And it takes a while to really formulate, because you have your foreground and your middle ground and your background, and so yeah. And because I like to kind of play in reverse with some of that stuff, I like to go from, a lot of people like to go from light, and then they'll go darker and stuff. I like to start with a dark canvas and then add in my light. So whatever works, right? It felt good to do that. I'm really enjoying my art time. So I do think I'm a little bit more driven because my bedroom is partially my art studio, so I'm always looking at it. And so then sometimes it's just like, I need to paint. So now we're going to go on to hats. So as usual, I've been busy making hats. So I finished this one up last night actually, and I combined a couple different patterns I've done onto this. So it's your classic diamond pattern here. Then I went into just some straight line. Then I went into what I normally would go from my diamonds into this, where you move over one space and it kind of makes it look like it is twisting. Well, I decided not to twist the top this time, and I just did a different kind of a clothing, which was more of a flat. So yeah, this is all, those minis I showed you guys the other day, they were the mini red heart. All of from the white and orange and the black and this green is all just one of those little minis. I had some left, and because it would change into purple, so not too bad. This is a small adult. This one also is a small adult. Now these very variegated greens that you're seeing here are all a yarn cake I made with the scrap yarn that Kathy sends me. I tie those together. I get Brad to help when I can beg him enough. It's really not his thing. So, but yeah, so this was all. Now the darker green is I added as a complementary color, but all of the rest is all a yarn cake I made. So, there again, every little bit helps. This is another one. This is one of the yarn cakes I did. You see it there. And then I used the color chain called Zebra Stripes on Red Heart for this. So that's another small adult. Now we're going to go back into toddler size. There's this one. And I was trying to figure out why that went over that way. I don't know. But yeah, so it's just your classic kind of design. You see here I did the stripes down the bottom. Then I started with a diamond pattern and went on up. So this is another one. This was some scrap yarn I tied together and made my own yarn cake. And then with a palm. There's that one. And this one. Let's see. Oh, two more. So then I have this one, which I combined two different patterns again. So you have your bigger diamond. I do a pattern on that, and then I moved it into straight lines, and then I moved it into diamonds. You can always play around with any patterns you have and combine them, move them around, have fun with them. So there's this one, and then here's that classic big diamond on that one. So those are the ones I have that are going to go into the pile of hats that I have that I'm putting in a bag. I'm getting quite a few, so that by this fall I'm going to have a nice, at least one or two decent donation piles to give away. So so if any of you are wanting to you do crocheting, loom knitting, or knitting, and you're wanting to send some of those items my way to add to the donation pile, I always love that. Don't worry about your expertise or anything, because, we all have such different styles, and it's really interesting to see, and it makes a nice combination. So don't think, oh, well, I do a different style. Maybe you do solid hats, or whatever. Maybe you don't do patterns. It's all great. A lot of people don't want patterns specifically on their hat. They just want a plain hat. So, and it's beautiful. These hats, I have never seen a hat that any of you guys have ever sent me that has been horrible. So, please bear that in mind. Because, what you're doing, and it can be any kind of knitwear, is you're making somebody who's going through a very hard time in their life, and we all have gone through hardships in our life at one point or another, but you're making them feel like they aren't forgotten, that they aren't worthwhile, that life does go on, and that there are still people that care. It can make a big difference. It can make a huge difference. You may think, oh, well, that's just a hat. When they wearing that hat, they feel good. When they take that hat off, they feel good. When somebody compliments them on that hat, it makes them feel good. It also gives, when you do something like that, it gives that person something to focus on other than how horrible their situation is. Because, if we sit and think about things that are unpleasant going on in our life, a lot of times you do feel like it's hopeless. We all have felt that way. And it's just like, Brad and I decided we wanted to send some stuff his dad's way. His dad and stepmother. They're in a assisted living residence right now, because she's had back surgery and she's had some strokes and stuff, and she needs that level of care, and he wants to be with her. They found a place where they can be together, and it's kind of nice for them in a way, because they don't have to worry about grocery shopping. They don't have to worry about cooking right now or anything, laundry or any of that. So that's quite nice. It's hard for them being away from home. They much rather would be at home. But, he's going to stay with her, of course. And, they're making the best of it. But we decided we wanted to send some stuff their way. Brad was asking them what they like to do and stuff. Because they've always have been very physically active. They were rock hunters. And, but his dad was talking about the books that they both like to read. And I asked Brad 1,000 questions about when he was there, what kind of snack stuff did they like to eat, and stuff. So we couldn't really dial that in. And also, I don't know if maybe she's diabetic and we didn't know it, or even he is, or maybe they have certain dietary restrictions right now. So we decided not to do the snack foods, but we got them 2 lots of books. We got them a lot of Louis L'Amour, and then we got them a lot of Zane Grey. And those both came in beautifully. We got them on eBay. They shipped them right to them. They got all of those. There's 25 books in total. So, and then we got them a big, a large print crossword book. It was a spiral one. And, because she loves to do crosswords. I suspect your dad does too.
Probably.
This gives them something to talk to each other about besides just medical stuff. Hey, do you know the word for, Brad and I've always enjoyed doing that. Mm-hmm. And then Brad got his dad a coffee cup for Father's Day. So all that came in, and his dad called and you could tell you there was a little more pep in his voice, because like that, not only that, but they have the books to talk about. Even if it's books they've already read, they can trade them, or maybe they want to reread them, because, they don't have all their books there, and give them something to talk to with visitors and nursing staff and stuff. So it's good. You can not think about, if you have somebody who's in the hospital or recuperating at home or whatever, it gives them something that it's kind of a bright spot in their day. It makes it, I know when I'm in the hospital, if somebody does something like that, it makes me feel wonderful. Like Leanne did that last fall when I was in the hospital. She sent me, it's a head jelly bean picture. She's wearing those flowers. They're flowers in fall colors, but then if you look, there's some eyes in some of the flowers, and but it makes you feel loved, and it gives you something else to focus on other than how crappy you feel, how scared you feel. You're away from home. You know all this stuff is going on. You know it's important. That kind of stuff is important, especially as you get older, because you know we're not sure how long that they're going to have to be there or what is actually going to go on long term. So that can really lead to a lot of depression, especially as we get older. And so, you know, want to keep them interested and keep that mind going too. These are two very, very smart people, two very sharp-witted people. But you could see, you know, if they're not stimulated, then, you know, Brad noticed that when you stop work and stuff, that after a while, his thinking wasn't as clear. He wasn't as fast. And he started playing. I made a comment to him about, you know, well, they say that playing some of the games is really good for that. And he noticed a big difference. He plays like Wordscapes and stuff like that. And it helps. And like Free Cell and Solitaire. All of that helps. Keep your mind going.
I like playing the games where it kind of forces you to think.
Yeah, because I mean, if you worked, or even if you were managing a household or whatever, and all of a sudden that kind of stops, you're not engaging your mind there as much. And you watch too much TV, it can just turn your brain to mush. We all know that, you know, especially those nights when there's nothing on, you know. So, yeah, it's important. Mm-hmm. It made me feel happy that they were having a happier day. And I'm sure that the nurses would walk in and see the 2 boxes of books and, oh, hey, you know, and stuff. So, you know.
Well, and something like that is, if there is more than you in the room, you are never going to do a crossword by yourself.
No.
You know, because somebody's going to be...
They're always going to at least come over and be doing this and stuff.
Looking over your shoulder.
You know, and I mean, so it was nice. And Brad found the 2 lots of books we got on eBay. I had put in the name of the assisted living and the address. His dad had given it to him into eBay. And then, you know, it's much like you do on Amazon. You can have this stuff sent, you know. So, but yeah, so you picked a couple good lots. Mm-hmm. And they weren't supposed to come till the very end of this month, and they came early. Yeah. So I was very, very pleased with that.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you know, and I haven't spent near the time in hospitals. I mean, I've only had 1 overnight stay, and that's been it for my entire hospital career. But just that little bit that I was in there, I can imagine if you were there over long stretches where you just...
I've never had to spend a super long stretch, not like they have.
Yeah.
And not like some other of you guys know that have maybe had to spend weeks and months. But yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that, you know. That's why I usually, if I know I'm going to have to go in the hospital or even suspect, I will bring some kind of craft with me or something. I can't just lay there in bed. I'm not a good layer in bedder. Even when I don't feel well around here, Brad knows I'm not going to be laying in bed. If I'm laying in bed, you might start really worrying. I might lay down for a little bit, but if I'm laying in bed the whole day, you better be very worried.
Well, and when you were in ICU down in Tallahassee, how many people came in and just watched you do the diamond painting?
Oh, I didn't do that when I was in ICU.
Oh, okay.
That was here.
Oh, okay. That was
here.
Down there.
No, I didn't remember. When the ambulance takes you, don't have time to.
Yeah.
There was no bag back that case.
No.
But no, it was the first time I was in the hospital up here. Yeah. What did I bring the second time? I think I brought my loom knitting.
I think so too.
I did, because I gave a hat away to my favorite nurse at night.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Yeah. So, but anyway, it was good. It was good. It was good. So,
Oh yeah.
you know, I was going to talk to you guys about using self-checkout and stuff, but then I decided I'm not going to just now. Who am I to judge, though, if somebody's going through self-checkout when we order most of our bulk groceries in, and somebody could say, well, you just took away a checkered job, but to me, it's that, no, you've got to have somebody still pick that order. So, I decided I'm not even going to talk about that now. You do whatever you want to do is good for you, and we'll do whatever is good for us. Not commenting on the Roe versus Wade whole thing, because that's too much of a political hot button, and I see people really tearing each other apart and fighting about it and stuff. So I'm just bowing out of that whole discussion. You know, I'll just keep my personal opinions to my personal self, because I don't want to. Yeah, I can see both sides in a way. So. Oh, you did find that.
I found the bag. I don't know where the nebulizer is, but I found the
It's
bag.
in the. No, you're gonna have to pull out those clothes, but I really need that.
Okay, yeah. We'll
Need to take a breathing treatment. I've needed to for a few days.
I know.
So,
I've been hearing it.
yeah. I thought I had a lot more medicine than that. It was in your old lunchbox. Zipper case.
Okay, I'm not sure what that might be,
I'm not either.
but we'll find it.
We'll eventually find it, yeah. If we can just find the nebulizer. I think there's extra stuff in there for all of that.
Yeah.
So, every so often I need to do that. But, besides that, everything's good. You know, haven't done any loom knitting today. We bought a sandwich at Harris Teeter and split it. And then we laid down because neither one of us had hardly gotten any sleep. So we laid down for a couple hours and took naps because, you know, we older people that don't sleep well at night, and I know there's a lot of us, they end up taking a little nappy in the afternoon because we like to get up in the morning and still, even though I've fallen asleep on part of the ride and stuff, we like to have to take a nap. What?
Yep. Oh, nothing. It was just today was a good day. You know,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I always like it. I always love it when we get to go on roads we haven't been before.
Yeah, I like
You
that
know?
too.
And it's just
Different crops, you like field corn or feed corn. You know, really midget feed corn. Those are the ones you're sure they're going to put those little tiny corns in your, like your oriental vegetables and stuff. Then like soybean, tobacco, cotton.
there's a lot of this stuff that from Wyoming that we've never seen.
The cotton we never seen.
The cotton, the tobacco,
Yeah.
the soybeans.
Yeah, there's just a lot of hay and wheat.
Yep.
In Wyoming, and beets in certain.
Yeah, down by Torrington.
Yeah, but up by Whirling and stuff too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
a
I
lot
didn't
of them.
realize that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I know the end of summer last year was when we first came upon some of the wheat or the cotton. And we had never seen, other than the movies and pictures, the actual fields of cotton. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it really, really was. And
Yeah.
that's another thing that, you know, we're trying to get used to a different mindset because, you know, you talk to some of these people and, you know, they've got a cattle ranch of 100 acres, you know, and
they think it's massive.
yeah, but you know, I know several cattle ranches that were between 60 and 100,000 acres.
Yeah.
You know, and but you know, it's neat seeing a different world than what we've been used to.
Oh yeah.
You know.
It's always good to see different things.
Yeah, I love the greenery and everything, and you know, because in Wyoming, things are just probably starting to turn a little bit brown right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you have to worry about the high fire danger in starting in July.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Which is tomorrow.
Yes, that's very true.
That's why they don't usually allow in most of Wyoming fireworks, because of the high fire danger, you know. So
Somebody's having a birthday coming up here in a few days. Our 4th of July baby.
Yep. So if you can keep looking for that,
I will.
I really need. I'm trying to press on how kind of important
Yeah,
that is.
no, I knew. I was just,
Okay. You always want to be out here when I do a video.
I know.
Why is that?
Well, because I kind of like you a little
Dad
bit.
Brad messed up his glasses so bad. He keeps wearing his glasses wrestling with Charlie, and he can do a number on glasses. Now Brad's glasses, instead of being straight, they're bent in. And they're kind of crooked. I tried to get you to stop today at the eye place, even if they charge a little bit, and have them kind of reformat them into something that might be normal for you. Basically, with your stigmatisms and stuff, I'm sure you're seeing great right now.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you know, since his lenses, instead of being like this, his lenses are bent in like this. So this is away from his eyebrow. This is toward his eye. So it's like.
Well, and when we
it might be why you've been having so many headaches.
And when we had Maximus, you know, I love that dog, but
that was a greyhound we had.
Yeah, his head was solid bone.
It was, and it had that bony ridge, right?
Yeah, right down the center, and I think it was a wind stabilizer. But I don't know how many times Max, and I would hit heads. Oh, Lord. And, you know, just royally.
You'd hear it.
Up. Yeah, and now Charlie's trying to take the throne.
Like, Charlie will get up on the bed, and we'll be on the bed, and he'll just lay on me. He'll be standing there, and he just kind of goes to the side, and he is not exhibiting anything ever wrong with that back. He is back to doing everything he used to do, plus a few new things. He's a knucklehead, and he's over on his couch. He's glad I'm off it. But, and Jellybean just rides me. She does. Brad will laugh, because I might lay down, and I'm in a big rush. That's why he's told me in a big rush to get the covers up over me.
I know.
Because I know she's going to jump on me, and she just kind of makes a nest on me. Lays down, right, Jellybean?
Well, and when she was walking on you earlier.
Yeah. You're walking on me, huh? You want to show everybody your new haircut, or no? She's not too thrilled with it.
No.
Brad wanted it.
Well, yeah.
He wanted her to have a mohawk. He wanted me to dye her mohawk orange or yellow or something. And of course, I didn't have any hair dye, so we didn't do that. Because, and then we're going to do the tip of her tail, too. She goes, you want to show everybody your little haircut? I promise next time I cut your hair, I'll just do the classic teddy bear. Come on. Come on. There you go. Nope, you're not going to show anybody your hair. Come on. Come on, show them your little haircut. You see her little mohawk? I don't have it spiked up. She's like, leave me alone, Mom. You're not liking your haircut? No? You know how lucky you are to have an in-house groomer? She's like, yeah, forget that. Look, guys, look. She's not thrilled. She's not thrilled at all. You're not thrilled, are you? What?
I don't think not thrilled is the exact phrase.
Not thrilled, huh? So we just did her hair, her head, and her sanitary. Right? And your nails, and your ears. Her ears are finally starting to get a lot better. Huh. I promise, next time I do your hair, I'll just do the classic haircut, okay? We won't listen to any more of Dad's wildness. Dad wanted to dye this streak red, so you could look like a rooster, he said, and your tail. Do you know that? And they wanted me to put it all into Oh, am I boring you? All into a comb. Then he wanted me, first he wanted me to do you orange. Then he wanted me to do you yellow or red. He even asked me if I had any hair dye for you. And I said none that I would not have to time and then rinse out. Do you know that? You know how close you came? I know. Are you scared now? Are you scared now?
Then one
See,
more.
look, she's traumatized.
One more real quick. We left. We left all 3 dogs at home, and we closed the bedroom door so they couldn't go back in there and charge the window. And we left the gate across so they would have to stay in the kitchen. And I would really like to know how long they actually stayed in the kitchen before somebody realized how they could pull the gate open and get past it.
Yeah, because all 3 of them were in the front room. I just didn't want to leave them alone with. I rearranged. I told you guys I rearranged some stuff in my room, so I have a big window in my room, and I didn't want. I'm terrified they're going to get so going at that window because they stand on the bed that being alone and stuff, they're going to break it or something. I had a German Shepherd when I was a kid do that, so we did lock them out of the bedroom while we were gone. Oh, I know. I'm going to sit you down now. But, yeah. That's the craziness of our life now. But, that's about all we got going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yep.
You know, Jelly Bean has tude. Right?
Yes, she does.
She does. She definitely knows her place in this house. Oof. She just, Brad will tell you, when she decides it's time to be on me, there's no stopping her. I might be trying to play a game or Luminate. I just have to set it all down because, she definitely knows her place.
I was looking at this painting, and it actually looks good either way.
Oh, you guys I didn't tell you guys about that. Part of this is, I don't know if I can move it enough where you guys can see. Yeah, you guys can see some of the shimmer. I did mother of pearl on some of the clouds and water. So you're not really getting a good... But see how it changes when you move it? It does change. So, okay, now you guys are seeing, when the light hits it. See? Well, you're seeing more of the mountain and stuff. You're seeing more of the depths. So, yeah, I hit that with some mother of pearl mixed in there. And so, Brad always laughs because it depends on how the light's hitting it. It'll look completely different. Yeah. So, I like doing that. I like hiding in some, I'll use maybe some metallic colors on a little bit of stuff. I'll use some mother of pearl or, it just gives it a new dimension. I like that. That's part of where I'm at right now. Right? So.
A new dimension.
Yeah. What size do you think this is? A 24 by 18, you think?
Probably. It doesn't say
no,
on the back.
Well, no. Because it's stretch canvas. I think this is a 24 by 18, perhaps. It's a big painting. So.
Or maybe 18 by 20.
Oh, maybe an 18 by 20. I'd have to measure it.
Yeah.
I have not, so, yeah. I think maybe it is an 18 by 20. So I bought a 3-pack of that when Hobby Lobby had them half off.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
So, I want to say thank you. My friend Kathy sent me a beautiful silk scarf for my birthday, and I just love it. Carol sent me a beautiful, you put it in a cabinet door and it holds all of your cutting boards and stuff. I had gotten one for Christmas. I didn't buy myself one even though I wanted one, because you just kind of watch where your money's going, and she got me one, so that's great. And then she got me a really cool little nose stud that I'm going to be putting in. And then poor Leanne, we'll talk about her in a minute, but she insisted on sending me some money for my birthday. And so with that I got, I wanted this, it's a paint palette and a brush. on a necklace. I really wanted that, and it's got like different gemstones, fake one. But so I ordered that, and then a new paint bucket, water, water for your paint brushes. And so this one has got a bunch of different features on it. It would be nice to use. So I wanted to thank them all for that. That was very nice of you guys. They're my three go-to girls. Poor Leanne is, guys, please get well soon and healing vibes her way. She had an accident, not a car accident, but she had an injury. I don't want to tell her whole story. It's not my place to tell it. But anyway, it involves now some broken bones, and she's at home recovering. She'll be okay, though she's in a lot of pain and not really able to move and stuff, and have to sleep in a chair. So please send her some positive vibes and prayers, because she could really use them. She's had a rough run of things so far this year. She really has. And it's of no doing of her own, but she's really had a rough run of things, so my heart goes out to her, because, she's such a lovely woman and good friend. So, she always says I'm a blessing in her life, but I think she's a blessing in my life. Of course, I think all of my friends here are. Most of you guys are like my family and my chosen family, and you guys are really, really such blessings. And, I'm very blessed. Right, Jelly Bean? I know. You gonna be okay about your hair? You look good, though, girlfriend. Okay? Dad made me do it. Give it a week, it'll grow out, Jelly Bean. You'll never be able to tell, okay? Mom will blend it in, okay? She's like, why do you do this to me? What will we ever do without the critters? But yeah, and we're in a good place. So anyway, this is almost an hour long. So I love you guys, and I do cherish your friendship so very much. And I'll probably come on before 4th of July, say hi to all you guys. And with that, everybody say bye to Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.